You don't have to put pork in every vegetable. Please understand. You are turning it into a casserole or something. It's no longer a vegetable if you just parlay it with a bunch of pork. It doesn't have to. You can make it good without pork. Please. This is a PSA. I'm begging you guys, put the pork down. Y'all killing me. Y'all killing y'all. Don't kill yourselves. Eat vegetables without pork. That's all I
And
got
for
to say.
somebody, I'm gonna take everybody all the way back to one that I used to like to hear at the skate ring for listening to. We're JJ Fad and we're here to rock.
Please understand that everything I say on social media, I would actually say aloud.
But we love to laugh about things like that. But then that's somebody else's life becoming my entertainment. Because we should practice this.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of We Listen and We Judge. Hey, Mom.
Hi, Brandy. How are you this morning?
Doing pretty good. Can't complain. So today we are talking about food. No, we are not going through our favorite foods and basically telling you all the restaurants to eat at, but we are talking about the food quality in America. And I think this topic is important because last year we told you about our goals. I said I was trying to lose weight, make sure I get back to my older physique and then better health. And my mom says she has some goals too with her CKD. And what we've noticed is the food quality in America is pretty trash. What really brought this up is I seen a tweet about people talking about Aldi, the grocery store that is supposed to be at a cheaper price point and offer healthier options. And what I noticed is I actually discovered Aldi on study abroad. So I went to Ireland, Scotland, and England. And I believe in Scotland we went to a grocery store and that's when I discovered Aldi. What I can tell you is the Aldi that's here in America is not the same as the Aldi in Europe. And it is a European brand and they spread it to America, but somehow they did not spread their food quality. So that's what we want to talk about today.
I noticed too. What year did you turn when we went to Belize for your birthday?
27, I believe.
27. I do remember when we went to Belize to celebrate your 27th birthday, how fresh the food was there as well. I
Hmm.
can remember us commenting several times. It's just like even the beef, it tastes like they had just killed the cow. Like
Right, right.
everything was really fresh. So you're right. I do think there's a lot of additives and preservatives in our food. Preservatives, of course, to make it last longer. And then the additives is about color, flavor, texture of the food. Um, some places don't even use like a lot of salt. They use other types of herbs and spices
Right.
to season their food. And so I just noticed even there just how fresh everything was.
You can always notice in the Caribbean, the food is a lot fresher. When I was in Europe, another thing I would like to highlight is the food sucked. Okay, we hated the food in Northern Europe, like in London and Dublin, Ireland, and Edinburgh, Scotland. We hated the food. So every day, everybody was eating French fries and basically trying to find things that were a little bit similar to American food. Don't get me wrong. I am one of those people that I'm a foodie. I'll try it as long as it's not beef and pork. I stopped eating beef and pork about, I think it was 2015. So that's 11 years ago. But as long as it's other options such as fish, chicken, vegetables, I'll try it. But the food just was not good to me. I am so sorry. If you in it people want to slander me, okay, but that's just what I experienced. But what I also noticed is I lost weight eating french fries every day. Here, if I was to eat french fries every day, I would probably gain about a good 15, 20 pounds because everything is very high in sodium. And also the oils that we use in our food are like disgusting. And the food tastes good. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. I'm gonna say I feel like in lemon drops they put a fat serum because I noticed I didn't start really gaining weight till I started drinking lemon drops and going to these little nice restaurants and brunches with the girls, and I'm just like, oh. So I have to cut back on that. And you want to enjoy yourself, you want to have a good time, but you also don't want to gain like 30 pounds. And as I'm in my journey, I have lost weight, of course, since we discussed it, but it's just not coming as faster. And I am changing my diet goals, but then my pharmacist lover is like, "This has this in it, don't eat it. This you can't even eat smoked turkey because it has something called sodium nitrate." He like, "No to these potato chips because they got this yellow fiber." I'm like, "What can a girl eat? A girl don't wanna be hungry." I literally go to work, eat yogurt, berries, I make a parfait, and 2 boiled eggs, and then I'm just looking at everybody crazy because I'm still a little bit hungry. It's like, what can you do? I'm trying so hard. I'm eating seaweed for my snack, nuts, but you can't eat too many nuts. It's just like you have no options, no wiggle room. So, America, I need you guys to do better. We need to go back to letting farmers grow crops. They even pay farmers to not basically grow food sometimes. And then we have so many substances in our food that are banned in other countries too. So we might need to look at these other countries and say, okay, what are you guys doing? Because our health quality is so low. And I don't know if it's a purposeful thing because our healthcare system makes a lot of money, like billions of dollars off of people being sick. So I'm not saying as a conspiracy, but there is a strong correlation between what's in the food, people constantly getting sick, people constantly being unhealthy, and in these hospitals, and then how high the medical premiums are. So I'm just putting it all together and looking at like maybe one day I need to have my own farm and grow my own food and raise my own chickens.
I saw something that said if the label on foods looked like a science experiment run. Sounds like some of the things you were just naming, like the sodium nitrate, I think is one of the things you just said. But,
Mhm.
yeah, if if it's like all those multisyllabic words on the label, um,
Right.
you probably shouldn't eat it. But, yeah, and it's just so that the shelf life on food can last longer.
Mhm.
It's kinda like a catch-22 really with food in America because people complain when their bread don't last, but bread isn't meant to last
Mhm.
forever and a day. Fruit is not meant to last forever and a day, and if it's not spoiling after a couple of weeks of not eating it, and it's probably not
Yeah.
as whole food as we think. Because even whole foods, I mean, if they have certain preservatives on them, it could not be healthy as well. So, it's tough. The last place we went, was at Turks with everybody anyway. Um,
Yeah.
the food was so expensive, and then it
Mhm.
didn't taste like even the snacks didn't taste like the snacks do over here, so you're right, I feel like several of the things that's in our snacks are banned in other countries because even the snacks mm, even the soda, I mean, and I don't drink soda that much, but even the sodas, like I had a Sprite, it didn't really taste like a real
Like
Sprite. I said,
Sprite.
"What's going on here?"
But you know who got the best Coke? Is Mexico, and they use real cane sugar. So it's sometimes we're being cheaper, but it's not better either for you, you know? And maybe it doesn't take that much to do the pure cane sugar, but something about our food is supposed to make people addicted and fat. I wanna know why, like, why can't we be healthy? Then we don't have walkable cities. Atlanta is a major city. You cannot walk from point A to point B and get around. And then it's all these little pockets. So it's also hard. And the roads, they've been working on it since I was a teen and now I'm about to be again 30. So so many things are against us. Is you can of course I'm making excuses. Like I can do it. I could get back to where I'm doing. I have to put the Ben and Jerry's away. I haven't really had ice cream that much. Like I'm not a big sweet person, but like I said, the cocktails is what got to me. I think I'm doing something, making some money, wanna go out with the girls and, "Oh, let's get a cocktail. Oh, let's get an appetizer. Oh, let's get this, let's get that." And then it compound interest on your body. So I need to be more cognizant of what I'm putting into my body, even especially when I'm going out. That's my weakness, the brunches, the hanging out with the friends. When I'm by myself, like, completely alone, very regiment. Like, I do my salmon and spinach, that's good. I go to work, I do my yogurt, I do the granola, I do the berries, sometimes I might put honey, I drink a lot of teas, and, the one thing I did notice, even though I gained a lot of weight, my health numbers didn't go, like, super out of whack, and that's because just basically most of my weight gain is actually from cocktails. I usually ate pretty healthy. Like, I do have to give a shout out to you and dad because even though we ate out a lot of the options we ate were pretty healthy. Like, I'm really big on eating spinach at least once a week, and also always having a vegetable most of the time unless I'm having a sandwich, but even on my sandwiches, I'll put a lot of spinach, I'll put a lot of olives, like, I like a lot of healthy stuff too. It's not like I'm forcing myself to eat it. I actually enjoy eating olives. I will eat them by themselves. I actually very enjoy the seaweed. It's very tasty, and I'm kinda more like you. I like salt, whereas dad is more sugar, so that's something I kinda notice as well. So popcorn is a big snack for me as well, and I can actually eat that for dinner sometimes too,
Yeah.
When you get home and you're looking around and you really don't wanna get DoorDash and fast food, I'll just pop some popcorn in the microwave and drink some water.
Yeah. Ever since I was diagnosed with blood pressure related, CKD, um, when I got diagnosed, I was already in stage 3 kidney disease. I have had to cut back on potato chips, and I eat them every now and then, but not very often, and when I do, I look for things like kettle chips, low sodium, and the low sodium isn't bad, it's not as good, but it's
Right.
not as bad, but I don't eat it as often either.
Yeah. Have you thought about making your own chips?
Think about making my own much. No. I have not thought about that, but, um,
You should
I'm
do
trying
sweet
to.
potato chips and then do a brand for people with CKD. Like, come on, you gotta think of these
You're
business
saying this to someone
post-retirement.
who rarely cook. I do cook on the weekends sometimes, like on Sundays, but,
Yeah.
who rarely likes to cook, so, no. I have not thought about making my own brand potato chips, but looking for snacks that are more healthy for me. I buy a lot of fruit now, and I try to, eat it more routinely so that doesn't spoil
Mhm.
before I get it all eaten, and I buy mostly berries,
Yeah.
grapes, um, just studying, what helps with kidneys. I've really found that, and I think I said this before, last season when we talked about, health as well. Found that a lot of the vegetables that I absolutely hated, are actually really good for people with kidney disease, and so I started eating onions. I used to wouldn't eat an onion other than, like, an onion ring, and then
Really?
I really just eat the bread around it and throw the onion itself away. I used to, but now I eat onions. I eat them raw, I eat them grilled.
Right.
Used to wouldn't eat bell peppers. Now I eat red and green bell peppers. What else? I had a cabbage. I used to wouldn't eat cabbage, but now I
I
eat
love
cabbage.
see, all the things you don't like, I
Well, I like it now.
love
I used to wouldn't
onions.
eat it, but I do
I
like it
love
now. I had to
yes.
adjust.
I love onions, I love cabbage, that's my favorite thing about actually, going to a Caribbean restaurant is getting their cabbage, jerk chicken, rice and peas, and sometimes I'll get extra cabbage. Even, like, when I go to this, seafood place in Jacksonville, it's called Celestia's, it's really good. I'll get her cabbage because it's so good and she doesn't put, like, a lot of fatty stuff in it. And some people one thing I will say also about the southern states of America, and we talked about this again, but I need to remind y'all, you don't have to put pork in every vegetable. Please understand you are turning it into a casserole or something. It's no longer a vegetable if you just parlay it with a bunch of pork. It doesn't have to be. You can make it good without pork. Please, this is a PSA. I'm begging you guys, put the pork down. Y'all killing me. Y'all killing y'all. Don't kill yourselves. Eat vegetables without pork. That's all I
And for
gotta say.
somebody who, is not that big on cooking, when I used to and we had vegetables, I mean, it was literally just that. I mean, I don't put all the stuff in there because I don't put all the stuff in nothing.
Right,
But
right.
surprisingly though, when I cook turkey rings, your dad really likes it, and I only put, the Lowry seasoned salt and pepper on it, and that's it. Um, but I cook them real slow, and so he does like that, but I don't use a lot of much on anything. But we have started using, like, certain herbs and spices in our food when we do cook at home, so
Okay, that's good. What's some of the herbs and spices you started to use?
one of them that I really like that I didn't think I would is garlic, and that's another one that I really didn't spend that much time exploring before the CKD, but when I started studying the things that's good for kidney filtration, like I said, all those things was on the list: garlic, ginger, lemon, and I used to, when I drink my water, I would always say no lemon, but now it's good to have lemon. I just don't trust the lemons in the restaurants because I feel like they sit around and gather up bacteria. I saw that on something too, by the way. But after a while, we're just gonna be eating air anyway because everything is supposed to be toxic. I
Hey,
I
everything gives you cancer, everything gives you
Right, don't drink this
diabetes,
bottled water because it's forever plastics in it, and don't drink this bottled water because yeah, it's nanoplastics, I think is what they call them.
and
Um,
don't drink from a straw, but then also you should drink from a straw. Like, nobody can really tell you what it is. I just think you have to give it up to God. Like, that's just what I
that's
think
why
at
we
this
pray
point.
before we eat. Bow your
Yes,
head, pray,
exactly.
and then eat
Bless
your
the
food.
food, bless everybody, bless the hands who cooked it so they won't give you anything. Because at this point, the food is killing everybody. I don't know what to like I said, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to say, but I eat all those things. I eat garlic, I usually cook with garlic, depending on the meal. I have a grinder now so I can actually, mince the garlic myself too. Because at this point, minced garlic might be bad for you as well, so miss it yourself. I do ginger shots, that's another thing I like to do, so I'll take a grapefruit, some ginger, and, water, and maybe, like, a berry or something, and I'll do a ginger shot. I actually got a couple of them in my fridge right now, and I need to re-up on them, and I'm big on berries too, cause I did the keto. Now, when I was really in my weight loss bag, during COVID, I was doing keto, and that helped me a lot, but I'm seeing a lot of people that are younger having colon cancer because they're not getting a lot of fiber, so I just don't wanna go strictly keto anymore either. Like I said, like, you really can't do anything without running amok. You just have to hope that you're doing the right thing and pray that it works for your body. And another thing I recommend is talk to a doctor. A doctor can also tell you what's good for your body. We, don't utilize them enough. Sometimes we look at the fitness people and the nutritionists, but honestly, some of these things need to go through a doctor.
I think they need to look at, um, your overall health in conjunction with your blood work
Yeah,
because there might
exactly.
be something missing too, like, not enough potassium or too much potassium, and,
Right.
and I think we treat symptoms, but we never cure them. And if you really use your labs to try to figure out, okay, what is really going on? Like, is my blood pressure really just stress induced, or is there something in my lab saying that there's an issue? Well, it really was stress induced, because everything in my labs is perfect, with the exception of my creatinine levels, um, and then of course my estimated glomerular filtration rate, which tells you what stage of kidney disease you're in. So then I started looking at, how can I decrease my creatinine level? And the only thing I know to do is exercise where it's not too strenuous, where there's not a whole lot of muscle waste, but it's enough where there's perspiration and, you know, other ways to excrete toxins from my skin through exercise. So just walking,
Mhm.
a brisk walk. Sometimes I do step aerobics. And then I also found that drinking a lot of water can help create, but you don't want to drink it really fast. Just kind of sip all day and try to get at least 64 ounces. Sometimes get more than that could be actually detrimental on the other end. I realized I didn't know that until
Yeah,
started really digging into how to keep my kidneys from going into stage 4, which I since I found out I have remained in stage 3, but
That's
it's
good.
been it's been a lot. It's been really hard, and sometimes, I fall way off the wagon, and it take me weeks to, like, get it right. Like, I start eating red meat, and not that I can't eat red meat, but just I shouldn't eat it as often, and so
Right.
sometimes I'll taste a hamburger and I'll go crazy. I'm like, "Okay, now I want a steak." Now, so but then I'm like, "Okay, nope." And sometimes I try to have, like, meatless days where I don't eat any meat, not even, the ones that's good for me, like salmon and, chicken and turkey. Sometimes I skip meat altogether, so
Yeah, I can't do that. But a lot of people don't realize that the pork and the beef is really hard to digest on your stomach. It really should not be consumed at the rate that people consume it. And I know I'll probably get a lot of flack from people about that, but it's just a reality. Like it takes a very long time to digest, and nothing should take too long to break down in your body at all.
yeah.
So that's just a food for thought for those who are constantly eating beef and pork. Just realize like you might wanna slow back on it.
You know that saying, "An apple a day keeps the doctor away." I think that probably is really true. The
Right.
amount of fiber in one
Mhm.
apple is really good for your body, and then apples actually was high on my list of, fruit for
Potassium
kidney
too?
disease, and you know what I found out? I don't really like apples like that. I'll eat them though. I do.
It's
There
probably
is
because you got tired of them.
Yeah, I think I probably could have stayed out of stage 3 if I woulda just ate all these things that I absolutely used to hate. But now, like I said, I eat asparagus, I eat garlic and onions and just all the things. I do like the season with rosemary too. You had asked me about
Yeah.
different things. I like the taste of,
Do
rosemary.
do you like basil?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oregano, basil, parsley. Parsley is really good for kidney
yeah.
cleansing. Yeah, so just after
Saffron
studying.
is a little one that's underrated. People don't really use it as much, but it's good for your rice in my opinion.
What did you say? Saffron, okay, I hadn't had that. I don't think maybe. We got a Indian restaurant that we like, that we go to, Tandoor and Tap, and,
Mhm.
I don't really know what's in that, but I do know they use, like, a lot of good
Herbs.
spices and
Yeah.
herbs in their food,
A lot
yeah.
of times, I will also every now and then put some turmeric just because that is actually pretty good for you too. Now, you don't wanna do too much because 'cause it'll get in your skin and
Right.
then you smell a little funk. No shade, but it's just a fact. So, just be careful
Too
about how
much
much
of anything
is
balance, moderation for anything. Because I
right.
saw something that said, um, vitamin C could be used as a preservative, but, of course, too much vitamin C, I mean, so you
Yeah,
need
I
vitamin C. Anything too much of anything could cause something else to crash, I guess.
yeah, I use, vitamin C when I do my collagen, so I've been starting to take collagen because it's supposed to be really good for your skin, and as you, like, age, you need more collagen, so they tell you to activate the collagen, you need to use also vitamin C, so I have these vitamin C drops, and I put it in my water also with lemon and cucumber, so it's been going pretty good in my opinion. Haven't noticed anything other I will say when I start taking certain supplements and vitamins, my skin will initially start breaking out, and I realize that's because my water intake needs to increase. I do drink water. I am not one of those people that don't like water, but I am one of those people can go a long time without drinking anything at all, even juice. That's where I fall short. I need to do better about drinking throughout the day. That's where I'm struggling at too. Um
When I was in the classroom, I was terrible. I wouldn't drink all day long.
mhm.
Um, and I maybe even that maybe plays a part in my later health. Because I would go all day without drinking anything, not even milk, juice, water, nothing. So,
Yeah, and a big thing about it is I do a lot of talking too. I'm constantly talking to people. People are constantly asking me questions, coming to me for advice, and it's just very hard for me to take some time to be like, "Okay, let me drink this water. Let me not, you know, be in the way and, you know, I need to actually do intake." So that's where I'm struggling, but I'm working on it.
Well, I think, for our listening audience, just as you are choosing your foods, just think about the amount of sodium in the food because that can, play a huge part in your health. I learned the hard way because I was a salty eater. Not I didn't eat sweets, but it ended up having just as bad of effect as eating a lot of sweets would. And
Mhm.
then my next point, which I'm not bad at this part, but eating sweets and eating things that break down into sugars. So just
Right.
choosing complex carbohydrates over simple carbohydrates. Just thinking about choices like that. There's certain fruit that is high in sugar. Fruit generally is good for you, but if you have high A1C, you should need to watch, yeah, certain fruits that you eat. I tend to like to stay on the blueberry, strawberry, blackberry, and then I'll eat grape.
Watermelon too.
Watermelons is really good for you, good for hydration. So just think about, some of the choices. It's not bad every now and then to eat a good steak if you love steak, but just think about choosing sometimes like a chicken breast or a fish, just moderation with anything.
Right, exactly. And we wanna know also, what are the foods that you guys struggle with that you know you not need to cut back in? That's something, like, that helped me a lot. What was the food that's causing me to keep going and I mean, well, keep me away from my goals, and I think cutting back on the cocktails and basically going to the dinners and, like, cutting back on fried foods too. Love me some good fried chicken, but I didn't eat it a lot, but sometimes you get caught up in, "Oh, I like this. I want something similar," or "I want this again," and I was real bad about a turkey sandwich too. I'll go to Subway on Monday, get Firehouse on Wednesday, and then get either Publix sub or Jersey Mike's on the weekend. That's 3 subs in the week. Bread is not necessarily your friend. It's not your enemy, but it's also really not your friend. You have to be careful about how much bread you eat. And I noticed, like, I try to be like, "Oh, no bread, no bread." Really moderation with that, and just choosing better bread too as well. Like,
And then
some
with the
restaurant
subs,
yeah,
highly
exactly, the
processed, they're high processed.
right,
Yeah.
high processed, cold cuts. Just think about maybe getting your chicken breast if they have an option. If you do like turkey like I do, maybe go to a place like, Honey Baked Ham where they have the turkey that they actually cook and then
Fresh
slice it.
turkey.
Right,
Mhm.
so that helps a lot too. And then they have in my opinion, they have better bread, but bread is bread, so you just have to be careful about it. And also choosing things like a unwich or something without bread, but still can get similar setup. They have that at Jersey Mike's too, where you don't have to get bread. So,
Yeah, it's good advice. The only thing that, might be a rebuttal to everything we just said is cost. The cheaper the food, it you know, it usually is not really good for you.
right,
Think about fast food restaurants with lots of sodium, lots of fried things. So, yeah, we get it. Food is expensive anyway, but maybe growing our own too, like thinking about things we can put in the soil, and if you have
right.
a little space or even if you don't have enough space for a garden, maybe doing those raised beds where you can grow a few things that you like, a few vegetables that you like to eat.
Now the fast food restaurants are starting to get more expensive as
They are,
well.
and they still just
Everything
unhealthy.
yeah, everything is becoming very costly nowadays. It's almost cheaper to make your own food sometimes.
Mom was talking about the other day how she almost just hate to go out now anywhere
Mhm.
and would rather cook. I ain't gonna say that yet. I mean,
Well, you don't like to cook, so it
I
wouldn't make
don't
sense
like it at
for
all.
you.
But I've gotten good at some things, so I'm kinda proud of myself. I didn't realize I could cook oxtails, but I'm pretty good at that. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, I
That's
think it's just learning new ways to season food, I think it's
yeah. So, do you have a judging you for today?
I don't have a judging you today. Do you have one?
No, I haven't had a judging you. I do wanna say thank you to everybody who participated in the raffle and nominated someone. We did get a winner, so congratulations to them. We apologize to anybody who didn't win. But hey, keep tuning in, keep sharing, and getting your friends to subscribe and checking us out because we'll try to continue, to do raffles as we grow and, share the love to our supporters because we would not be going anywhere if we did not have people tuning in and checking out the show. And
Absolutely.
we'll try to keep doing things where we listen and we help. And I just also want to remind the viewers we will be doing something at the farmers market in Metter, Georgia coming up next weekend. So I'm excited to talk to the farmers and see what their takes are on the food in America. I'm sure they have a lot of information and a lot of details they can give us about what we're eating and putting into our bodies. So
Yeah.
can't wait for that as well.
And we didn't talk about this, but pesticides and herbicides and all the things,
Oh
could play
yeah,
a role too in the quality of the food, but also if it remains or if it's a forever chemical remaining on the food, it could play a part in our health, um,
correct.
diminishing our health or declining health, I should say.
Yeah,
You
causing
have a
people to be
huh?
sick. I said
Yeah.
causing people to be sick and giving them different chemicals that they should not be exposed to, or trying to eliminate the amount of bugs and animals that actually eat the food before it gets to people, but then it makes the people sick. So we
Yeah.
do have to be careful about everything we do.
I am excited about what I'm listening to this week if we wanna roll into listening to.
Okay, what are you listening to?
I've been listening to Trauma Bond.
Okay,
So, the Tuskegee Marching Band, Ball and Parlay in the background on T.I.'s Trauma Bond, that's
okay,
fun. This fall, I feel like all the football games is gonna be, lit with
okay.
that tune, and Tuskegee, they're known, I think what is it, the Crimson what is it called? Do you know the marching band for
No, I don't
Tuskegee?
really know Tuskegee like that.
Well, they're, an HBCU, my dad went to Tuskegee University to get his higher degrees. I think he got his master's in chemistry from Tuskegee. I'll have to ask him to be sure, but I think it was chemistry.
He
But
got his undergrad in,
he got his
Tuskegee.
undergrad at Savannah State. That's where he met grandma.
Oh, they both
Yeah.
went there, okay.
Then he went to Tuskegee University. Um, but that band is really good, and T.I. was, wise enough, I guess, to put them in that, video to bring some funk to that.
Okay.
I like the way it started, "Meanwhile, somewhere in Atlanta." But yeah,
Yeah,
shout outs to T.I. and the Tuskegee Marching Band, Ball and Parlay tune, um, that he used for Trauma Bond. I like it.
yeah.
So I've been
Shout
listening
out
to
to
that this
all the
week.
HBCUs bands. They give a lot of flavor and a lot of history and culture to music. So that's something we should have talked about as well when we were talking about hip hop, because a lot of hip hop artists use their um arrangements in their music. I know Drake also used TSU in one of his songs as well, and it was a good, it was a good mix.
I
But
don't know, many people may not know this, but in 1999, that song actually came out, Ball and Parlay. It was a, rapper named Big Pokey, and the music was really slow it was a lot slower,
mhm,
before Tuskegee rearranged it to the marching band beat, but,
okay.
it's a pretty smooth song, go back and listen to that. It's 1999, Big Pokey, Ball and Parlay, and like I said, Tuskegee kinda perfected it as one of its, theme songs.
Well,
It's
I have been on the jazz kick lately. I've actually, and this is something I do when I have a lot of work and I'm really slammed. I listen to jazz music and I get on my walker, my stepping pad, and I just play, jazz music, and it helps me focus a lot. So what I've been listening to is Take 5 by Dave Brubeck, and it's a really good song. I just really like the beat and how it starts off, and like, I like it a lot. I'm into jazz music. I have a lot of different jazz people I listen to when I'm needing to focus. I like a lot of Miles Davis. So, I would just say if you are liking, like, that high speed jazz, listen to that song Take 5.
Next time you're in Savannah, you should try, the place called Jazzed.
Okay.
It's pretty neat. And then they have, like, the tapa, um, what they did when we went. It's been a while since your dad and I went, but if it's still like it was then, really good music, and then the tapa foods, pretty neat
Yeah.
experience.
There's one in Jacksonville that's really nice too. I haven't been in a while, but they had a cool jazz setup. And they had good food as well, I would say. So,
We were still
well,
hungry. We went to the Waffle House when we got back to Statesboro. I mean, tapas is
okay.
not, our thing, but
Well, the one in Jacksonville, you could get a full meal and you will not still be hungry. So maybe that's where y'all need to check out next if it's still
yeah,
open.
maybe. It's a little
Yeah.
further though. Savannah, is only like 50 miles down the road,
Skipping
but
the hot. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, we hope you guys enjoy this episode. We just encourage you to watch what you put in your body and the food that you intake. And if you want to get some great food, we tell you to go to the Caribbean. That's all I can say as of now. But thank you for tuning in to another episode of We Listen and We Judge.
If it looks like a science experiment, don't eat it. Have a good day.
See you next time.